When someone hurts us or walks away from us, we believe that strength is showing that that didn't hurt us, or strength is getting over that faster than they got over us, or whatever it is. We struggle with, why does it hurt so much? And so I started that by saying the few words before that. It hurts because they meant something to you. It hurts because you saw a future with them, because you shared memories with them. Of course it's going to hurt. And you should never, ever pretend to be okay with being mistreated, with being lied to, with being treated as if you never existed in that person's life. Not being okay with it doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you are actually using your emotions. No human would not react to someone treating them badly. Don't push yourself to a point where you gaslight yourself out of your own pain. Like, don't talk yourself out of feeling how bad that pain is. Don't tell yourself, well, you know what? Other people have it worse. Or if I show in any way, not that I'm saying go public and share how much you're struggling, but go public within. Go public within yourself and be able to say, this experience is hard and it's going to take some time for me to heal from it. When I say don't gaslight yourself, I mean don't be that person that tells you it wasn't bad enough. It could have been worse. You were saved. You know, what if it lasted for a year longer or for 2 years longer? That's all gaslighting. Don't be the person who does that to yourself. Feel the pain. Be able to say, moving forward, if a person treats me in a way that is similar to what I just experienced, because I've allowed myself to feel the pain of how it actually feels on the inside, I'm going to draw a line and say it ends here. If you don't allow yourself to do that, you'll continue falling into the same mistake until you learn the lesson it's meant to teach you. So when you don't give yourself permission to experience any kind of emotion, you are not living from a place of, I believe I have this much worth. The best example I can give you is this, to anyone listening as well. If a friend of yours went through a heartbreak, would you tell that friend of yours, let's just get over it, it's fine, you know, let's just distract ourselves by doing something else? Or do you look at your friend and say, you know what, that was a really hard experience you went through. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to rest for the night? Do you want to maybe go on a trip where we could be far away and you could just gather your thoughts? Because you believe that your friend deserves that. Why don't you believe that you deserve that? Why do you believe that the best thing you can do right now is get up, find something to do, distract yourself, maybe achieve something in another area in your life, but that pain, you just tuck it away, you bury it. So it's okay for you to, you know, take that energy that you have and say, I'm going to create something with it. That's beautiful. That's what many of us do. I do that, I write. But don't do that at the expense of feeling, releasing, expressing, screaming, feeling angry. Don't curb all of that and say, if I can create something, I'll feel good about myself and this pain will go away. It will not go away. In Welcome Home, I wrote, and in The Nectar of Pain, when pain knocks on your door, let it in. Sit with it. Have tea with it. You need to do that. You need to open the door within yourself to feel the pain that is already within you. There's one part in Welcome Home where I talked about this analogy, and I said, you know, when pain knocks on your door, if you keep it at the door, yeah, it might stay there for a while, but you're adapting your life to noise in the background. And so I'm like, that door is actually not outside of you. That door is within you. The pain is there. It's just asking you to release it in some way so that it could leave you. And I just found that so powerful. Pain isn't external to you. So gaslighting is when somebody distorts your own understanding of your own reality, when they try to change your story. So for example, imagine that somebody that you trust very much, this could be your partner, tells you, you remind them of a certain thing they said to you, and they say, I didn't say that. And because you trust them, you trust that they're telling the truth, so they make you question your own reality. So this didn't happen because it actually happened. This happened because you manufactured it in your brain. And so they play mind games on you. And when I think of gaslighting, I think I would go through moments where I would feel like I'm completely here, I understand what's going on, and then 2 seconds later I'm questioning. Is it really what happened, or is it what my brain is telling me happened? And so it's incredibly destructive for a person, and it's so hard to get out of. So step number one is naming it, because once you name it, you're like, okay, now I can categorize everything that I'm going through and say, this is where it falls under. This is what needs to be done moving forward. This is what I need to stop allowing to happen. This is what I need to do about it in terms of raising your voice. And this is what I will do moving forward in case this arises from the same person or from other people. That's the beginning point. And then you get to seek help. That's where my healing began. And at that point, I had to talk about it, and I had to understand how I got myself to a point where my whole self-worth and my whole image of who I was and understanding of who I was in someone's hands, just one person's hands. And so there was a lot of unlearning that had to happen, and there was a lot of reflecting on my earlier years that had to happen to understand what was it that the making of Najwa, the making of me, of the me that was in a position to be so vulnerable and to be so taken advantage of. And I learned through time that to separate the fact that I had been looking for a home, I had been looking for love, and to say that just because someone took advantage of those needs and of those dreams, it doesn't mean that something was wrong with me for wanting them. We all want love. You have to draw that barrier because you blame yourself for wanting to be loved. You blame yourself for wanting to belong. You blame yourself for wanting to be relevant to someone when you shouldn't do that. That's the most beautiful, pure thing, to want to feel loved. And then somebody looking at you and saying, oh, she's vulnerable, I'm going to take advantage of that. And you have to separate those two things and say, actually, your choice to take advantage of my need for love is all on you. It's not my weight to carry. It's not my burden to carry.